Hey my people, Joe here, and this is a face. Except not really. It's like two dots in a line. You will bet when your brain saw this pattern, it said face. Is it weird? It was, but I've been seeing weird things everywhere. Like this washing machine has a face. This building has a face, and this mop has a big mad face. The pepper is even angrier, probably because it got carved in half. When I look, it's face, 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 face. Does it ever happen to you? Of course it happened to you. Seeing face is not a human object. It's something people from everywhere culture experience. Even there's a whole subreddit for this kind of. You and I are not alone. These are movies that you can shake a face stick at. Listen, collective malfunction is happening in our faces. Faces of brains. The price is not a malfunction at all. Your brain is doing what human brains do. It's all about why and how your brain sees faces and faces stuff. That's right, your brain learns itself. That's deep. Where such as weirdness makes you see phantom faces everywhere. Pac-Man. The term we're looking for is facial pareidolia. Our tendency to see faces and objects, other actual faces. Pareidolia is a cool word. It makes a cool band name. It's not solidify that name. You guys digress. It's considered pareidolia as a feature, not a bug. We Homo sapiens are really good at identifying faces, and it makes sense. We're social animals. We're able to identify the mugs. Our fellow species members who help us build bonds as safe, right? You want to hurt or eat us, keep us alive. It's not so hard to see why natural selection was like, yeah, let's keep this little skill and turn to 11. Picking out faces, identify them, and figure out if they're friends and foes happens really fast, like literally as fast as putting up an eye. Quick sidebar. Here's a condensed version of how seeing works. Lighting here is hit cells here. The sand chemical and electro signals around here. Those things end up mainly here, in this part of the brain, the visual cortex, where they put the seeing part of the opposite of. I'm from cyber. I don't know. I didn't design this thing. Interpreting millions of electrical signals and trying to hear them is just a condensation of those words. Actually, looks like it's hard work. It's a lot for one little chunk of your brain to handle. So the primary visual cortex, more like the traffic coordinator dividing up that work. When visual data comes in, it sends to some other regions of the brain. Edges, lines, that's here. Motion, that goes here. Looking at the words, that goes here. This division of labor, where different bits of visual information are sent in processing areas, that helps our brain figure out what we're looking at even faster. Take a look around you right now. Take all stuff a visual system interpret or ignore. It's a lot. You give the visual information to stop me from piling up. A visual controller sorts signals into two pathways, the where and the where pathways. And like movement, where things are located in space and interpreted in cells along the where pathway. Figure out what's happening along here. There's a bird and a bee, a dog, or take a trench coat. Here. Wait, how does your brain flag something as a face? Let's discover that pattern as minimal, shoot small dots on top. We are arranged in a triangular pattern on the top background. That's enough. Trying to scream, face. Between pictures, hills, you thing, they aren't important. It's genre. Shake a brain event. Brain spots this pattern so fast, it's mentally automatic. Basically, you have a face detecting hyperprocessor in your noggin. Your spots a pattern matching this basic face. Yeah, brain circuits for face recognition later first. But then the lower object recognition and processing, we're turning the scene into we actually see. This is we see this one part bring unconsciously in the face, and the other part of the brain shortly after say actually a face. This is why we experience facial pareidolia. Switch back and forth between seeing the face and seeing the thing where it actually is. Seeing both. Our subconscious face finding ability seems to be surrounding. Are you born from facing touching software? Or we learn it? To figure that out, scientists took babies as young as 6 MRI machines without activity. How to say that? I have no idea. They found that face detecting regions are already sending signals to one another, just like in adults. This big clue that Homo sapiens are born with hardwired ability to recognize facial patterns. And flipping potatoes. Our eyes are definitely impressive and 100% proof we're born with it. Research say that see and dying face was something that we learn. This face in animals that were not born is the ability to lines, angles, or movement. These are things we learn to see by seeing them as babies. And studies after study has shown babies prefer looking at faces, particularly because we're always sticking our face into their faces, and because babies are born with pretty bad vision, I'll be honest. And high contrast or movement of our faces are one of the few things they can see at early age. At the time, babies learned that those faces were associated with things like comfort and food. That trains us to look for faces and divide different ones at a very early age. So yes, scientists are still figuring out how much see or learn, recognize faces is learned and born with it. Yeah, that stuff is important because it developed ways to help the hundreds of millions of people living prosopagnosia or face blindness. So you watching this have face blindness. The girls were continuing to paint green or keep from Try Guys. Just come on, I see it. Okay, fine, I do. The people with Alzheimer's disease may have issues with visual processing parts in their brains. How brain regions of visual cortex work together could help diagnose Alzheimer's earlier to help kids to get the help they need. Able to see faces is really important for about being human. If I word for it as evolution, evolution speaking is better to such thing as a face. And be wrong, ignore that might be a face. And facial recognition will also help us figure out what others are feeling, so more meaningful social interactions. That we react one way if someone looks happy, if they look sad or upset. I agree to judge people's emotions. Our faces is so strong, we do it for objects too. That's why this person's neck is happy to see you. It is definitely or not. Projecting emotions to face and even shape human behavior. For example, a group of researchers in the UK found were attracted to products that looked happy. Percentage of pareidolia is almost stuff. And look studies that cars that look like they're smiling are better sellers than others. Just do, bro. You want mad car. It's tough, and you're also tough. You lift. Don't skip leg day, which because you drive a car that looks like this. I think it pushes us to change the course of evolution. But you realize domestic dogs have their muscles in their faces and wiggle their eyebrows. Who have most muscles? Found out that doggy eyebrows help them connect with us, and that helped them survive. Yeah, puppy dog more. It's like we're in fear of fire and food with them. Evolutionary manipulation, I'll allow it. So understanding how you see faces and not only helps us understand ourselves better, but it can give us a deeper understanding of evolution too. So let's face the facts. Low or brings love faces. Shaws on the squash, Cardianosa, Advantage on the Wokuswan, Bow. Remember, you're just being human. Stay curious.